One of the books that I look at from time to time as kind of a measuring stick of my leadership ability myself are the seven pillars of servant leadership. And what I want to mention, as we go through all the seven, I'm going to just mention a little bit about each one. The first one that I want to start off with is a person of character. And with a person in character, obviously it's what they do with it, the character that they have. When I was an elementary principal, we used to talk to our elementary students about character being something, how you act when no one's watching. How do you, when there's no one there to make a judgment call on what your actions are, what is it inside do you think of to to do? How do you handle that situation? When no one's around, that's where we really see what your character's made of.
My name is Jeremie Bridges. I'm born and raised here in Neosho. Came back to Neosho about 9 years ago and started a work in Neosho called The Canopy, which also helped birth Hope Kitchen.
So my name is Desiree Bridges, and I'm the director for Hope Kitchen in Neosho, and we've been open since 2015, so I've been there ever since. And what I like to tell people first about Hope Kitchen is that we are a Christ-inspired community effort to feed the hungry. That is our mission statement, and that is what we strive to meet each and every time that our doors are open. When we started in 2015, it was like a new baby. We had no idea what to expect. We didn't know how many sleepless nights we would have or how the whole situation would work. We had no proven concept. And so to me, that's a very big challenge when you start something new is you really have to prove to everyone this is a real need. This is something that we need in our community, and you want to get everyone behind you to support your big idea and make it a big success. And so each challenge as it's presented itself, maybe needing a building or finding the funds or finding the volunteers, each one has just been like a small hurdle.
It's really become a community reality. And that was our dream. Our dream was that, to be cliche, if you build it, they'll come. And what we were able to do by God's grace is tap into a heart that already existed in our community. And for anyone who's starting a nonprofit or wants to be a servant leader, that's one of the things I would say is really search for what is already the heartbeat of your community.
When you think about servant leadership, you have to really wrap your mind around what that means. And what that means to me and my family is it means I'm last. We focus on the scripture, Mark 9:35, that says if anyone wants to be first, he must be the least of all and the servant to all. And so for us, it really means my needs don't matter compared to your needs.
I think servant leadership is, if you're not careful, it can become a buzzword, and it can become maybe even something you're trying to put on a resume or a college application, and all those things are good. But true service comes from the heart. And what drives me to serve is a faith construct. Not everyone shares that. I understand that. But you can look in the eyes of humanity and you can see need everywhere. And we live in a world that is continually pushing us and pushing people around us to make their mark, to have their position, and to ultimately promote themselves. And servant leadership is the exact opposite of that. It's the dying of self. It's understanding that the person next to you has either as much or more value than maybe you do. And so you have to let go of your desires sometimes to see someone else thrive, someone else succeed. And ultimately, what I think servant leadership really provides for us is it provides the opportunity to realize that as others succeed, we succeed. When a rising tide, how does that say that? It raises all boats. I don't know if that's the proper way to say that, but the heart is when you better your community, when you better those around you, you're creating an environment that's going to be better for you and ultimately those you love and care about.